You are in circumstances that you don't like. You want financial success. You want better health. You want better relationships. Suddenly, you get motivated. You make a plan and then say to yourself, I'll never quit again. I can reach my goals and I will. You start working with high discipline for days or maybe weeks. And then the inevitable failure comes. And all of a sudden, you lose all your motivation. You start criticizing yourself and you quit. You lose energy and you turn to doing meaningless stuff. Maybe playing video games or watching a lot of TV. Or indulging in your old bad habits. And you keep being stuck in that low energy state until a new motivation comes up, and this cycle is repeated again. Are you familiar with what I was talking about before? I think every one of us has gone through this path plenty of times in their life. I call this the cycle of failure. In this video, I will talk about the common pitfalls that are usually driving you down to this path. I will talk about the right mindset you should have to turn failure into success, and how to stay committed to your goals even after failure. So let's start with some pitfalls. In your journey towards achieving your goals, I believe that there are a number of traps that you should avoid, and these traps are: first, not having the right motivation. To understand this point, let me give you an example. Let's say there are two people. Both of them want to become successful at some craft. One of them wants to master the craft just to impress other people, and the other wants to master the craft because deep inside him, he values excellence and mastery. It's like a life purpose for him. The first person feels motivated as long as he's getting validation and attention from others. When he gets enough attention, or doesn't get it at all, there will be no need for him to continue what he's doing. But the second person is driven all the time to learn more about his craft, because he has the right motivation, a motivation that comes from within, and a motivation that is stable and not easily gone. Second, perfectionism. Even if you have the right motivation and the love for your craft, and you have self-discipline, you will still procrastinate sometimes. You will still do your work far from perfection. So instead of judging yourself for not being perfect, learn to accept your imperfections and do the work regardless of that. Third, no tolerance for failure. I love chess and I watch games of the most experts in that game, and I tell you, even the best chess players of the world lose some games. In fact, there are some sports where for you to become the best, you must win only about 40% of the games you play, and you lose the other 60%. You must accept the fact that failure is very, very, very common, and you must develop a tolerance for it. Fourth goes like, I need to stop and make a new plan. I notice this tendency in myself. When my strategy fails, I tend to stop doing everything and start planning a new strategy. I mean, it is okay to plan a new strategy if the old one didn't work. But what I suggest is, don't stop taking action out of the excuse of, I'm planning a new strategy. Instead, keep executing on your old strategy until you come up with a new one. And then, without pausing, shift from your old strategy to your new one. 5. Not giving yourself enough pleasure. I gotta tell you, if you spend all day working, you'll probably spend all the next day not working. Maybe playing video games or watching movies, it depends on what is pleasurable for you. So you must balance between work and pleasure, and the best way to do this is to use pleasure as a reward system. If I do this work, I'll watch a movie tonight. Now let's talk about how to stay committed to your goals, even after failure. The secret to staying committed to your goals is by realizing the fact that failing sucks. We humans hate failing because it tells us what we believe to be true can be wrong. So our sense of security about the future is questioned. So we do our best to deny failure. And strangely enough, when we fail, we go do meaningless activities. These activities will make the situation worse, but it helps us calm down and forget about our problems in the moment. So to stay committed, you must be 100% honest with yourself. Admit that you failed. Allow yourself to feel what is meant to be felt, and then remind yourself of your vision, the thing that makes you pursue your goals in the first place, and visualize it as vividly as possible. This will reconnect you to your source of motivation. And the most important thing is, do not stop doing your work no matter how bad you feel, because momentum is important. And if you stop, you'll find yourself stuck again in the cycle of failure. And if you persist in what you do, and constantly improve your strategy based on the feedback you get from your previous failures, you'll eventually succeed. So that's the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and see you guys in the next video.